Welcome to Chapter 4 of Tools and Techniques. This is the second chapter related to supervised learning. In the previous chapter, we looked at econometric techniques that can be used in machine learning. Now we're looking at pure machine learning techniques. The big technique that we can look at is decision trees. A decision tree is a supervised machine learning technique that examines input features sequentially and is so called because the model can be represented as a tree. I'm going to show you a chart of this on the next slide, which will explain it. So here's what a decision tree looks like. So there are a number of nodes in a decision tree, which can be taken as the boxes that you see here. These each pose a question. So the question posed by the very top box is your credit score greater than 700? Yes, you go down one direction. No, you go down another direction. If it is yes, you move on to the next question. Is your income above 80,000 per year? If it's yes, you go down to an outcome. If it's no, you come down to a different outcome. And similarly on the other side. The idea here is that by asking questions sequentially in order of their importance to our data set, we can end up with buckets of belongingness for each of our data points. So what bucket does a particular data point belong into? Does it belong into the bucket where there's a default probability of 2%? Or maybe the bucket where there's a default probability of 5%? Decision trees, as I've just illustrated to you, you've potentially only known decision trees for about 3 minutes in your life at this stage, and yet you probably innately understand how they work. That is why they are so popular. They're easy to interpret. They've sometimes been called a white box model, which is in opposition to a black box model. A white box model is where you know how it works, and a black box model is one where you don't know the workings, which is a feature of some of the other machine learning techniques, including ones we'll see later in this video. Decision trees tend not to give great answers, but we have developed techniques which can improve the performance of decision trees in a set of techniques which are called ensemble techniques. And we'll look at those later in this video. So there's two types of decision tree, which are regression trees and classification trees. These differ primarily in terms of what type of variable they're trying to explain. Are they trying to explain a 1-0 outcome, like was our loan repaid, yes or no? You'd use a classification tree. What's the value of a house, which could be any type of monetary value? That's a regression tree.